ለእግዚአብሔር የሚሳነው ነገር የለም ባላት ጊዜ እመቤታችን ለመላኩ የእግዚአብሔር ገረዱ እነሆ አለ።
In the 4th century AD, in Ethiopia, Christianity began to germinate from ancient Judaism, wanting to practice the new religion in peace, away from politics and the outside world. The Ethiopian monks turned mountain caves into rock churches and heavenly mountain shelters. Over the course of several centuries, they hollowed out about 120 hermitages. In the vertical sandstone walls of the Tigray Mountains, the most famous rock church is Abuna Yemadaga, hewn into a vertical cliff at an altitude of over 300 meters.
We are here in a place called Geralta Rock Church. In Tigray, we have more than 125 rock churches. So each mountains, I can say, they have a church on top. So if you see the front pillars, this is what we call the Abuna Yemata Rock Church, or it's a cave church. See, it's 1500 years old. We are here under holy olive tree. This is very old. So the older people, if they don't able to go to the church, they can attend the service, the church service from here. So this is like the body of Jesus. It's like a church. So they pray from here and they go back, because the cliff is a bit difficult for older people. But the local people, you know, like the women, they carry baby and they climb up to the top.
Every morning, the faithful, deacons, and monks climb to reach the mysterious grotto. According to local legend, carved in the rock crag in the 5th century, and dedicated to one of the first Ethiopian saints, Abuna Yemada, a steep approach leads to the grotto, ending with an exposed ledge, with niches in which the remains of local God-fearing anchorites rest.
Ale cudowny widok, wspaniałe przeżycie i wchodzimy do środka.
So we are here in a church called Abuna Yemata. He was one of the 9 saints who came during 6th century AD to Ethiopia to spread Christianity as well as to introduce the monastic life in Ethiopia. This church, they just carve it into the rock, and that's the main gate. And then it's decorated with the beautiful Ethiopian paintings. You can see the natural colors. These are the 12 apostles. 9 of them are here, 3 of them are painted over there, and we have here, these are the 9 monks. 8 of them are in the middle, and then the founder of the church is himself over there. And so the paintings are made up of natural colors. They use like vegetables, soil, blood, and other stuffs. Room is like 9 meters by 8 meters wide and almost 4 meters high. And but the priest is still taking the church, and it has Ark of the Covenant like other churches, the replica one, which is behind the carpet.
The ancient holy books, kept by the monks in the cave, and the preserved atmosphere of the first Christian communities still attract pilgrims and tourists to this sacred place.
Przed nami Amba Debredamo, na której znajduje się najstarszy klasztor w północnej Etiopii.
There are few places in the modern world that are so deliberately cut off and totally isolated from the outside world as the Debredamo Monastery, a sacred community inhabiting a lonely basalt mountain. This 6th century monastery is considered the oldest, one continuously inhabited Christian community in the world. To get to it, the faithful must overcome a steep slope with the help of a rope made of goatskin.
You can see we have 4 laser ropes. So this is for materials, for shoes, holy water, baby animals. So they put them in a container and they just take them up. And this one is for, like people. Then this is going to be tied in your waist. You can see. You can put it like this. So you're going to see the holes where you can put your feet. So through that, it's not difficult. If you control yourself, it's easy.
Yeah.
It is a magic.
He's going. Watch.
What? This is the oldest monastery built on top of the hill, and it's named EdsAdventures. Debre means the flat-topped mountain. Damo is the name of the area. This is a monastery church built by one of the 9 saints. His name is Abune Aragawi. It is, and it's an old and magnificent church. So normally, like the other churches, they have 3 sections. So this is a chanting room where they provide the music. Normal people can come and pray or stand here, and that's the holy. The Holy of Holies behind the carpet or behind the Trinity painting. Only few priests are allowed to go in to see also the replica ark. So without the replica ark, we cannot say one building is a church or no service at all. So they have to have a tablet, we call it in our language. For a replica ark is a tablet. So they have to have a tablet. So this is heaven land. So the monks, the 300 monks, they are living in the heaven on earth. But originally they were around 6,600 monks. They used to live here.
Debre Damo Monastery is the oldest Christian center in Ethiopia and probably in all of Africa, which has preserved its original architectural style and form. The outer walls of this over 15 centuries old church were built of alternating layers of limestone and of timber beams, equipped with wooden stumps, which the Ethiopians call monkey heads. The style of the doors and windows is a prototype of Aksumite architecture. And the ceiling of the church is decorated with wooden panels, depicting wild animals of the savannah. The monastery library houses a collection of the oldest parchment volumes and archaic biblical and hagiographic Ge'ez manuscripts of the Ethiopian church in the country. Currently, Monastery Debre Damo is inhabited by 300 monks, who are completely self-sufficient, cultivating the convent's vegetable plots and raising their own livestock. The natural wonder, the rocky gorge in the Adwa mountain range, seen from the monastery tower, is called by the local monks the heavenly gate of wandering ascetics. Undoubtedly, ancient rock-hewn churches and monasteries of the Tigray region, making the area a spiritual haven for pilgrims, and motivate and inspire to visit other amazing places in Ethiopia. Medieval knights, returning from the Crusades in the Holy Land, brought to Europe news of a great, unknown Christian kingdom. Located in the heart of Africa, ruled by a king named Prester John. His kingdom was to be located in present-day Ethiopia. The conspicuous symbol of the capital of King John was to be a basilica, carved in the rock in the shape of a cross. With this medieval legend is associated the village of Lalibela, lying in the mountainous region of northern Ethiopia, 700 kilometers from Addis Ababa. In the 12th century, by order of the Ethiopian emperor of the same name, the construction of a great spiritual center began here.
Jesteśmy w Lalibeli, gdzie w XII wieku na rozkaz cesarza Lalibeli w stoku góry w litej skale wycięto 11 kamiennych kościołów. Gdy w Europie Katedry pięły się do góry, tu wycinano monolityczne kościoły w stokach gór.
So the church which represent or symbolize the Ark of Noah. So you can see on the top the three Greek crosses inscribed each other and create this marvelous church in Lalibela. And a church which has got 12 windows from the top and 9 blind windows on the bottom. So the 12 window on the top, which represent the 12 apostles, and the blind window, the 9 blind window on the bottom, which represent the 9 saints who came from Syria to promote Christianity.
From the slope of the volcanic mountain of Roha, ancient Ethiopian craftsmen carved 11 churches and connecting them with a system of underground corridors and caves. Gigantic cuboidal stone blocks were turned into temples and monasteries. They were built without bricks, rafters, rivets, and nails. Work on the buildings began from the roof. First, the rooftop panel and outer walls were cut out, then the inner space of churches, with naves, chapels, and intricately decorated altars was forged. To emphasize the religious character, the layout of the complex resembled the scheme of the sacred city of Jerusalem. Many places received biblical and historical names related to this city, such as the Mount of Olives, the Jordan River, Golgotha, or the Eye of a Needle, given to a narrow rock crack. According to legend, the temples were built in 3 days and 3 nights with the help of angels. Historians say that the construction of the entire complex took 25 years and 40,000 workers were employed.
So one of the deepest church ever carved out is Beta Gabriel Rapha, but only huge carving of pillar, column, and flat ceiling.
900 years ago, the goal of the Crusades, which was to conquer Jerusalem and the entire Holy Land, failed. The Muslim army captured vast swaths of North Africa and the Middle East. Taking advantage of these situations, 2,000 kilometers south of Jerusalem, the Ethiopian magnates proclaimed Lalibela the new capital of the Christians, the New Jerusalem, a heavenly city in the heart of the Dark Continent. Also, the Knights of the mysterious Templar Order, known as the Order of Solomon's Temple, who emblazoned themselves with the sign of the Red Cross, in search of the mythical Holy Grail, and the Moses Ark of the Covenant, arrived here at the beginning of the 13th century, leaving their symbols on the walls of stone monasteries. Today, Lalibela's rock-hewn churches and monasteries have been declared the 8th wonder of the world, a World Heritage Site, an architectural scale equal to the achievements of medieval Europe. At the present time, it is a religious site of pilgrimage, worship, and infant initiation. During the rite of baptism, infants are naked, which makes them similar to the state the first people in paradise, Adam and Eve. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church mandates that boys be baptized 40 days after birth, and girls after 80 days, as a result of the transgression of the first mother Eve, who succumbed to the temptation of Satan. After being doused with water, the babies are anointed with oil, and a sackcloth rope, called matab, is tied around their neck as an external symbol of faith. Then the infants get wrapped with a white scarf as a symbol of new life. Lalibela is a place where history and mystery have been set in stone, still cultivating Christianity in its original asceticism form.
Jesteśmy w Gondar, w średniowiecznej stolicy Etiopii. Kiedyś było to duże miasto, największe miasto tego regionu, przez które przebiegała słynna trasa handlowa biegnąca od Morza Czerwonego po Dolinę Nilu. Tutaj też został wybudowany jedyny znajdujący się w Afryce średniowieczny zamek obronny.
North of Lake Tana, at an altitude of over 2,000 meters above sea level, lies Gondar, a fortress city surrounded by a kilometer-long wall. The city was founded by Emperor Fasilides in 1635. For the next 3 centuries, the city was the residence of Ethiopian emperors and kings, the cultural center of the country, and a thriving commercial center, attracting merchants from Greece and Persia. They traded Ethiopian amber for blue lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, and Egyptian gold for incense from Yemen. The city's main attraction is Fazil Gebi, the 2-story castle of Gondar's founder, Emperor Fasilides. Built of pink limestone, surrounded by evergreen Arakarus, it is the only castle in Africa where for centuries, black Africans ruled. On the outskirts of the city, on the river Kaha, stands the Royal Bathing Pavilion, with a 2-story crenellated building, which is now the site of the annual 3-day ceremony called Timkit, celebrated in memory of Christ's baptism in the River Jordan. Hundreds of churches have been built in Ethiopia, but of all this, a small church located in the heart of Gondar is the most famous. It has a name, Debri Birhan Selassie, or Mountain of Light. It is surrounded by old defensive walls with 12 towers, and it has retained its origina, a religious function to this day. The interior of the 17th century oval basilica is covered with frescoes and paintings, referring to biblical verses, legends, and history.
Johannes, Peter, Jacob, Moses, Elias, Jesus was heaven. Swan Trinity, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Last Supper, Satan.
The figures of saints, heroes, and demons, captured in the paintings, show the relationship between faith and tradition. From the vault, the faces of 123 winged cherubs, representing the omnipresence of God, look down at the praying faithful. All compositions were made on fabric and glued to clay-covered walls. At the end of the chapel, a curtain door leads to the Holy of Holies, where the Tabot chest, the church's copy of the Ark of the Covenant, is located. The complex of castles and palaces of Gondar is the heritage of 17th century Ethiopia, encased in stone, a testament to the bygone power of this African empire.